From Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.
On News Hour tonight, presidential candidate of the APC, Bola Tinubu, finally unveils Kashim Shettima as running mate for the 2023 election. Commercial tricycle operators in Kano react to ban after 10 p.m. Bread makers declare 4-day nationwide strike beginning Thursday, July 21. On the foreign scene, Turkish air raids kill 8 tourists, injures 20 others in northern Iraq. Hello and welcome to News Hour on Trust TV. I am Ayinde Shuaga. We begin with politics. The ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, defies criticism of its same-faith ticket to unveil its presidential running mate, Kashim Shettima, in Abuja. National chairman of the party, Abdullahi Adamu, presented the running mate to Bola Tinubu on Wednesday with a call on party faithful to unite for victory in the 2023 elections. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports that the event attracted stakeholders from across the country to the Eradua Center venue of the event. The report.
Unveiling the presidential running mate, the national chairman of the party says the ticket presents an opportunity for Nigerians to jettison one of the country's fault lines of religious consideration.
The 1993 presidential ticket and the current one bridged one of our fault lines in the management of our diversities. Nigerians overwhelmingly voted for that ticket because they trusted Abiola, a man who opened his arms to every tribe and religion in this country.
Presidential candidate of the APC, Bola Tinubu, says his choice of Kashim Shettima as his running mate is born out of his conviction of his competence and capacity to support him in delivering good governance to Nigerians.
I remain steadfast in my belief and selection of this man. I believe and I am committed with him to the project Nigeria.
And as usual characteristics, the APC presidential running mate Kashim Shettima labored intellectually to defend his choice with particular emphasis on the need for Nigerians to lay to rest primordial sentiments in the interest of a better and prosperous Nigerian project.
Now, I'm not unaware of the difficult political arithmetic that produced this moment, especially the understanding of our great party stakeholders and supporters across religions, regions, and ethnicities. Their resolve to settle for this ticket is a testament to the faith they have in us.
Some party faithfuls speak on their expectations.
At this point, we need people that can unify and unite the nation for the collective development of the nation. That is why we believe in this ticket, devoid of ethnic, religious, and other sentiments.
So I think people should look at the individual, the capacity, the competence, and the ability to deliver good governance.
President Muhammadu Buhari and Vice President Emir Shibanjo, as well as Senate President Ahmed Lawan, Governor Simon Lalong, Nasser Arufai, Yahya Bello, Secretary to the Government of the Federation Boss Mustafa, amongst others, were conspicuously absent at the event. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has welcomed the choice of ex-Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima as running mate to the APC candidate Bola Tinubu. Buhari, according to a statement by presidential spokesman Garba Shehu, made his feelings known when he received the vice presidential candidate shortly after he was unveiled by the leadership of the party and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The president expressed optimism that the vice APC ticket will emerge victorious in 2023. In his remarks, Senator Kashim Shettima expressed appreciation to the president for his empathy, support, and positive role leading to his emergence as running mate to Tinubu, and pledged to remain loyal and devoted to the president and the party.
To register our profound gratitude to the father of the nation for his leadership, for his support, and for his endorsement of my person as the vice presidential candidate, APC. We owe him a debt of gratitude. He deserves to be celebrated, and we are here to celebrate him and essentially to thank him most sincerely from the bottom of our hearts. I'm accompanied by my boss, the Governor of Borno State, and the Honorable Minister representing Borno in the Federal Executive Council. This is essentially what brought us here. We felt morally bound to come and thank him personally before we come with a larger delegation on Friday. And he has given us his word that he will campaign vigorously for the ticket for us to cruise home to victory in 2023 presidential elections.
Alhamdulillah, we, the people of Borno State, we are very much grateful. We are so much happy to see one of us becoming the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, of which we never had this opportunity. We are close to this opportunity during MQ Abiola's stroke, Baba Gana Kingibe. So this time around, we believe one of us will become the Vice President of the nation. And inshallah, he will become the Vice President of the entire nation. And indeed, he will support the government of Borno State also, so that I will also consolidate in what I'm doing in the state with a view to moving the nation forward.
The Osun State Governor-elect, Senator Ademola Adeleke, on Wednesday received his certificate of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Osogbo, the state capital. Hamid Oyegbade reports that the INEC National Commissioner, Professor Kunle Ajayi, and the resident electoral commissioner in the state, Professor Abdulgani Raji, presented the certificate of return to Adeleke and his deputy, Prince Kola Adewusi. Professor Ajayi said the commission remains committed to ensuring credible and acceptable elections in Nigeria. The governor-elect, Ademola Adeleke, assured that he would fulfill his campaign promises to the people of Osun State.
State governorship election, the commission would like to assure Nigerians that this has become the standard of election management in Nigeria. On behalf of INEC, as an electoral umpire, under the able leadership of the Honorable Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, we are consistent in achieving our vision to become one of the best election management bodies in the world. And acting on our core values, which are independence, impartiality, neutrality, and transparency.
I don't know how to say it. I'm just so happy. I feel good, and I'm proud of Osun State, and I love them. So I feel good.
Campaign promises, please reassure our people that you deliver.
I've already said it. I've already said it many times. I'm going to deliver. I've done it before. Be tested and trusted.
Similarly, the appeal court sitting in Akure, Ondo State, has affirmed Osun State Governor-elect Ademola Adeleke as the authentic governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the just concluded gubernatorial poll in the state. A suit brought before it by a factional candidate of the PDP, Dotun Babayemi, against Adeleke was dismissed by the court on the grounds that the primary that produced Adeleke was conducted by the party's leadership. The ruling on Wednesday came barely 2 months after the Osun State High Court declared the governor-elect as the true candidate of the PDP for the governorship election held recently in the state. Before the ruling, Babayemi had asked the court to recognize him as the authentic candidate of the party and nullify the primary that produced Adeleke, following the parallel primaries held on March 9. The Kogi State Police Commissioner, Edward Egbuka, has debunked news making the rounds that 10 police officers were allegedly kidnapped while returning from Osun State governorship election. He said the police officers have been accounted for by the command. The commissioner, who disclosed this on Wednesday, said the convoy of the officers was actually attacked by bandits on Sunday, but none of them was kidnapped as alleged. He added that when the said police officers were attacked, all of them escaped into the bush to avoid being kidnapped. CP Egbuka stated further that when the dust settled down, all the 10 officers alleged to have been kidnapped returned safely from their hideout and have rejoined their colleagues in Nasarawa State. Suspected bandits have gunned down 4 farmers and abducted several others at different villages in Sabon Birni local government area of Sokoto State in the last 2 days. The farmers were reportedly attacked while working on their respective farms. According to the former chairman of the Sabon Birni local government, Engineer Idris Danchadi, over 70 farmers were abducted by the assailants. Danchadi noted that 7 farmers were abducted at Unguwan Lale and Dangawo villages. The member representing Sabon Birni North local government area, Aminu Boza, said the bandits attacked a bus along Sabon Birni Goronyo Road on Monday and abducted all its passengers with the exception of a 2-year-old girl. When contacted, the spokesman of the Sokoto State Police Command, DSP Sanusi Abubakar, confirmed the incident. Theater commander of the Operation Hardinkai said the military will not relent in its efforts to rescue Leah Sharibu and other Chibok girls from terrorists.
Because of the nature of the IEDs, we have to come on foot and start scanning the width and breadth of the road. So you can imagine if you are even coming just 1 kilometer, how long it will take. The Dambua Road, the Maiduguri Dambua Road view is about 885 kilometers. The Maiduguri Mongodo Road is about 145 kilometers. It takes off the whole day to cover such distance. We believe that if these roads are properly tarred, constructed, it will take 65% of our challenge. The things we've been able to achieve last month, we're able to recover 2 of the Chibok girls, and we have released them to the state government for eventual release to their family. Today again, we have amongst us one of the Chibok girls. That's the 3rd one we have gotten within 2 months.
The Zamfara state government says the Emir of Birni Yandoton Emirate, Aliyu Marafa, was suspended because he was wrong to have conferred a traditional title on Ado Aliero, who is on the wanted list of the federal government for security reasons. The State Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Dosara, made this known while speaking with newsmen over the controversy that surrounded the suspension of the 2-month-old Emir. The report.
The Zamfara State Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Dosara, said although any emir can appoint traditional title holders without seeking approval from the state government, the turbaning of Ado Aliero is different because he is on the wanted list of the federal government. According to him, a committee has been appointed to investigate the circumstances that led to the conferment of the traditional title, noting that recommendations of the committee will inform what action will be taken against the suspended emir.
Under normal circumstances, any emir can appoint traditional title holder without seeking approval from the government. But because Adamu Aleru is on the wanted list of the federal government for security reasons, the emir ought to have written to the government seeking for approval through the governor, who will forward that request to Security Council meeting, who will screen and look the pros and cons of appointing that person.
The commissioner, while lauding communities in the state for taking initiatives that will lead to the restoration of peace in their domains and subsequent return of farming, however, warned that such steps must be within the confines of the law and based on sound moral standards.
The government has already reached a level of ending its negotiation period. Then the local communities themselves decided to localize the negotiation with the bandits, and they are doing it.
Dosara assured that the state government will ensure that it does nothing capable of jeopardizing the federal government's effort to rid the country of violent criminals.
Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has adjourned till August 30th for ruling in the case against suspended DCP Abba Kyari, who is standing trial for alleged dealing in drugs. The adjournment followed the hearing of fresh application tendered by the defendant on Wednesday. The defense counsel had, while seeking the release of Kyari on bail, argued against the unsafe nature of the correctional center where Kyari is remanded, especially after the breach of by suspected Boko Haram terrorists. Boyega Oyewole, who represented the defense counsel, agreed with August 30th adjournment because the court will be starting vacation.
We were able to take the third witness and then the fresh application for bail. So we have adjourned for the ruling on the application for bail, since you know the court will be starting vacation. Yes, it's adjourned to the 30th of August for ruling. Well, the judge will be the vacation judge at this period. That's why the long adjournment was given. Circumstances has changed. Everybody now knows that Kuje prison is not safe, despite the assurances given by the prosecution. You know that the defendants were hard-working law officers that have succeeded in securing several convictions. So we urge on the court the consideration of these facts.
And by the grace of Almighty God, the case is moving as expected, because it's easy to allege, but very difficult to prove what you are alleging. And so far, having taken the third witness, we're expecting the sixth and seventh convict to come and testify, which the court, of course, has adjourned till 30th of August to take both the bail applications, to rather give ruling on the bail applications, as well as possibly continue with the trial and testimonies of the fourth and the fifth witnesses.
The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in Katsina State has vowed to wield the sledgehammer on vandals and other criminals disrupting the fragile peace of the state. State Commandant of the NSCDC, Mohammed Bello, announced this while parading some suspected electricity transformer vandals in Katsina. Trust TV's Abdullahi Yamadi reports that the fight against vandals and other miscreants is coming at a time when the war against terrorists is hitting hard on citizens of the state. His report.
These suspects were caught in the act and arrested by the NSCDC in Kanja local government. Activities of vandals have thrown dozens of communities into darkness and untold hardship in the last few months.
And actually these people, they are not first-time offenders. They actually participated in series of petty crimes in Dubai town. They were responsible for stealing sets of generators. They were responsible for even setting ablaze a farm product belonging to someone. It's called Ibrahim. They were also responsible for stealing domestic animals. They were equally responsible for breaking into the Sharia court complex in Dubai and stealing fans and other items. So they are serious criminals, but this command in its efforts, because we are not relenting in our effort to fight these people that are destroying, vandalizing critical infrastructure and assets. So we are making all efforts to make sure that all these people are brought to book.
The suspected vandals and miscreants, Kabir Janaidu, Yahya Yunusa, and Muhammad Hamza, who confessed to committing the offense, are asking the NSCDC to temper justice with mercy. Others in the custody of the NSCDC are two suspected phone snatchers who were arrested in connection with snatching and beating their victims to the point of coma. I regret my actions. I participated in the vandalization of so many electricity transformer and cables in Kano State. There was a time we took some materials to Lokoja in Kogi State, where we sold them to one of our masters. We were arrested for the offense we have committed. We are victims of circumstances. There is poverty everywhere. No food, no job, no capital, nothing. This is out of necessity. Worried by the increasing spread of criminalities, the commandant announced the constitution of security stakeholders committees comprising traditional and opinion leaders as well as political actors. The committees also include chairmen and secretaries of community security committees to assist the NSCDC and sister security organizations to checkmate the activities of miscreants in Katsina metropolis. The ancient city of Katsina is facing a serious breach of security fueled by political thuggery on other criminal acts. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
The Joint Border Patrol Team, JBPT, a federal government anti-smuggling task force in the North Central Zone, has seized 44 bales of infectious, fairly used clothing and shoe materials, popularly called tokumbo, with duty-paid value of 3.6 million naira. Speaking with journalists in Ilorin on the sidelines of the recent achievements recorded by the team, the coordinator, JBPT Sector 3, Comptroller Olugboyega Peter, said the command is facing several challenges, which include killing of officers on duty by smugglers. The report.
Peace and unity.
According to the coordinator of the Joint Border Patrol Team of the North Central Zone, the smuggled items were packed in a luxury bus popularly called Monkeypox along Abuja-Lokoja Highway. The bus also had 16 sacks of fairly used infectious shoes with a duty-paid value of 3.68 million naira. The comptroller, who said that the materials are injurious to human health, confirmed that an acidic odor was oozing out of the bus used to convey the items.
We have total of 107 seizures. Then the total DPV of 139,707,500 naira. In areas of operation, of our operation, the smugglers, most of them are Nigerians.
Peters also said that 3 of the men of the JBPT were killed along Babana Barada community along Barutan Kaima axis by suspected smugglers, adding that the smugglers opened fire on them and killed the officers who were parking smuggled goods into vehicles. The comptroller said the Joint Border Patrol Team also intercepted and seized 3,068 kegs of 25 liters each of PMS, totaling 76,700 litres in an attempt to smuggle them out of the country.
However, in line with Western laws, most of the inflammable products have been auctioned to the public and with amount generated as fees remitted to Gombe covers.
He also said that the JBPT operatives tracked and arrested a trailer loaded with 550 foreign parboiled rice of 50 kilograms each along Mokwajeba Road with a duty-paid value of 14.025 million naira. According to him, within the period under review, the sector has made 107 interceptions, which include premium motor spirit, foreign parboiled rice, motorcycle, cartons of foreign tomatoes, and second-hand worn clothing, with a total duty-paid value of 139.7 million naira.
You're watching NewsHour on Trust TV. Coming up after the break, struggling dry meat business. Stay with us.
Every patriotic Nigerian should hear this. Any politician who means well for the people will never allow themselves or their supporters to engage in any violent, destructive activities. No politician who truly wants to serve the people and develop the nation will encourage his followers to destroy properties or take human lives before, during, or after the elections. The Nigerian public must watch out for these traits and isolate any politician who encourages supporters to engage in violence. No genuine politician or patriot will cause trouble and seek to destroy the very society which they aspire to lead or develop. Politicians who have the good of the people at heart will not allow themselves or their followers to engage in violence, destruction of properties, and then taking of lives. Be vigilant. By their words you shall know them. Shun violence. Stay away from politicians who want you to do so. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. This message is from the National Orientation Agency, NORA.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is NewsHour on Trust TV. A recap of our top stories. Presidential candidate of the APC, Bola Tinubu, finally unveils Kashim Shettima as his running mate for the 2023 election. And commercial tricycle operators in Kano react to ban after 10 p.m. Still ahead, the Federal Executive Council has expressed concern about nationwide protest being planned by the Nigeria Labour Congress on July 26 and 27 in solidarity with striking members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika and Information Lai Mohammed addressed these concerns to newsmen at State House Abuja on Wednesday after a meeting of the Federal Executive Council. The two ministers acknowledged the rights of unions to declare disputes with the federal government, but feel other factors should be taken into consideration. Kende Amodu reports.
Ended nationwide protest by the Nigeria Labour Congress in support of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, is giving government a lot of concern. To make matters worse, aviation unions have indicated that they intend to join the protest, and government is not finding it funny. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika says civil aviation is a critical national security enterprise where lives can be lost as a result of such actions.
This is democracy. You can press for demand, but in pressing for demands, you should be reasonable in doing so. Where the lives that you are trying to promote would be seriously affected and hampered, where lives can be lost because of your own activity, I think you should reconsider. So civil aviation workers, I think, should not be part of this.
The minister, however, says he has been speaking to the unions and believes aviation workers will not join in the strike because they are aware of the huge responsibilities involved.
There is huge responsibility of lives on their heads. If you're an air traffic controller, it involves national security. It involves the capability of preventing external aggression and so on and so forth. I believe that they are very aware of the enormous responsibility upon them in civil aviation. They should continue to see so and continue to be as law-abiding as we want them to be.
The Minister of Information is more combative in his response to the proposed action because he believes it is driven by interest.
NIC is supposed to be completely insulated from politics. Now, if you declare dispute with us, yes, you can go on strike. Even that one will depend on whether certain steps have been taken or not. But this particular NLC asking and mobilizing people to come out on strike between 26 and 27 is clearly unlawful.
President Buhari had given an ultimatum on Tuesday to the Minister of Education, Adamu, to end the ASU strike in the next 2 weeks. It is unclear if the president's directive will forestall the protest scheduled for July 26 and 27. From State House, Abuja, Kende Amodu, Trust TV News.
Premium Bread Makers Association of Nigeria, comprising owners, managing directors, and partners of premium bakeries in Nigeria, have concluded plans to embark on a 4-day warning strike beginning from Thursday, July 21, 2022. President of the association, Emmanuel Onora, and Public and Industrial Relations Officer, Balola Thomas, said the decision is in protest against increasing prices of baking materials in the country, saying it has become impossible to operate bakeries in Nigeria. The association asked the federal government to stop charging 15% wheat development levy on wheat import. In addition, they requested NAFDAC to review downwards the 154,000 naira penalty charged bakeries on late renewal of certificates. Dried meat, popularly known as kilishi, is among the most profitable trades associated with butchers in northern Nigeria. In Sokoto State, the business of kilishi has been thriving over the years, but slowed down recently due to the high cost of animals and other materials used in preparing it. Idris Jibrin reports that traders are now struggling to maintain the trade. The report.
Arzika Bello has been in the business of kilishi for over 60 years. He inherited the trade from his father and is now passing it to 5 of his children. There was a time when you can never get kilishi anywhere in Sokoto apart from this place. But now that people are gradually realizing the importance of kilishi, you can find it in many parts of Sokoto state. Dried meat, otherwise known as kilishi, is done from various animals and is popular among butchers in many parts of northern Nigeria. In Sokoto State, traders say the business of kilishi is paying off. Honestly, this trade is very important and is helpful to us. It's been helping us because we grew up and see our father doing this business, and he taught us how to do it, and we are still doing it. And it is with this trade that he took our responsibilities from primary school to secondary school. Some of us have even finished university. But the inadequate capital, the high cost of animals and other ingredients used in preparing it, as well as the lack of government intervention, is gradually threatening the very survival of this trade in Sokoto. Actually, our main challenge is the high cost of animals and the other ingredients that we are using to prepare the kilishi. In fact, some animals, if you slaughter it, you can't even make the money out of it because it's very expensive. So everything is actually expensive, and we have been yearning for government intervention, and up till now it hasn't come. We've been trying, and they have been promising us that they will help us, they will assist us in making this trade better. But up till now, we haven't seen any assistance. Although several promises were made to these people, but they say it hasn't been fulfilled yet, and that if nothing is done to assist them, their business may be extinct. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Sokoto.
Motorists in the FCT have been urged to make their vehicles roadworthy to enable law enforcement officers carry out duty effectively. The Special Assistant to the FCT Minister, Ekaru Atta, said this during an enforcement raid by the Directorate of Road Traffic Service in Abuja. The report.
Ekaru Atta further revealed that the exercise is in line with the master plan of the Federal Capital Territory.
We have seen so far is all a chain. The city runs as a chain. Both the transportation system, both the environmental system, both the structural system, both the educational system, everything runs as a chain, heavily connected together as one here. What we see going on here will help save the city. You could see the way some drivers who actually don't have plate numbers drive. You imagine you boarding a car without a plate number, you're asking how safe you are and how best the city will be looking at.
The clampdown, which started from Wuye, saw the team impounding vehicles to serve as deterrents to road users in the Federal Capital Territory. The team also used the opportunity to sensitize road users on car maintenance. Places like Jabi Upstairs, Jabi Masallachi, Jabi Yakubu, and other areas were also not left out in the operation. The head of Public Relations Division of the Directorate of Road Traffic Service, Kalu Emetu, further explained that the enforcement operations became necessary to get rid of all unworthy cars in the FCT, adding that roadside motor parks was also not be spared to curb the rate of criminality in the state.
In less than 1.5 hours, we've been able to pick 34 rickety vehicles within the city center. A section of the city center, that's to tell you what Abuja is turning to. When people walk, it's as if they are not walking. All the efforts we are making to keep Abuja clean, to rid Abuja of all these rickety vehicles. You see many of them without number, many of them without side mirror, many of them with very bad-shaped windscreen. Many of them smoking as if you are inside one old woman's kitchen.
An assistant director of the Directorate of Road Traffic Service, Osho Deborah, added that clearing unworthy cars will help reduce accidents on our roads.
We have some that are parked on the walkway. We have some that are parking at places that are not designated for parking. So we are on a general operation to rid the city of one, unroadworthy and rickety vehicles. Secondly, those parking on the walkway, and thirdly, those parking illegally or making some places park where they are not designated to park.
Others who spoke during the enforcement operation said it is important for road users to adhere strictly to the rules and regulations governing traffic operations at all times.
This is DRTS office in Abuja, where they clamp down on non-registration numbers, seatbelts, and all traffic offenders have been put to book to follow the rules. And to tell you more about this, the DTRS has now made it a duty to make it a weekly routine to adhere road users to adhere strictly to the rules and regulation of traffic rules. In Abuja, Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News.
Operators of commercial tricycle in Kano say the recent ban on their operations will not change anything but only affect commuters. They are reacting to restriction on their activities from 10 p.m. effective Thursday. The State Security Council took the decision as part of measures to address security breaches often executed in the night using the tricycles locally called Adaidaita Sahu.
This ban is not progressive at all. It will not stop anything. People will have cause to go out. To my colleagues is to be patient since the ban is already imposed. We should just be patient. We have nothing to say. We just pray that it turns out to be good for us. My colleagues should exercise patience. The ban will affect many people, not just operators, but business owners. If they close after 10 p.m., who will take them home? This is not even the problem. The big problem is customers coming from outside Kano after midnight. What happens to them? We love peace here. If this ban is meant for us, other people will suffer it most.
In the meantime, the police in Gombe State have uncovered no fewer than 16 vehicles with sealed number plates and another with a banned spy number plates in the state. This followed an operation to enforce the ban on the police spy number plate in the state. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
The police public relations officer, Gombe State, ASP Mahid Moazu, said the exercise for the enforcement of the ban on police number plate will be continuous. The PPRO said the police is making progress in the operations, which will help prevent criminals from taking advantage of the spy number plate.
This will improve in boosting the security architecture of the state, and particularly some people using the cover plate number and the police spy number. They are hiding under the police spy plate number just to break, sometimes to breach security checks, and sometimes just to perform or carry out their criminal activities. And removing this and ensuring nobody who covers his plate number, his identity is revealed, there is no problem. If his identity is revealed, everybody would know who is the particular person riding this vehicle. Okay. That is just the reason behind it.
Some defaulters who spoke to newsmen said they were not aware of the ban.
I don't know, but now I know. Whatever I see somebody, if he closes his plate number, I will take the solution and I give him an advice. It's not good. It is the information from IG.
So na taho da mota lamba a kulle wadda kuma dokar kasa ta bada doka.
I drive a car with a sealed number plate, which is illegal. I don't know about the ban. It is a mistake, but it won't happen again.
Kuma Allah da za a kiyaye. Ba za kuma sake kulle lamba a mota ban Allah ya.
The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, had announced a ban on the use of police spy number plates nationwide, saying the ban is to enforce traffic rules. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
The Borno State Ministry of Health has reported cases of monkeypox infections in the state. The State Director of Health confirmed the development, saying that out of the 4 suspected cases, 3 were confirmed positive by the NCDC. Trust TV reports that stakeholders and development partners are strategizing to ensure proper sensitization to enhance prevention of the epidemic-prone disease.
The sensitization campaign, which was kick-started by the World Health Organization, focused on the health dangers of COVID-19, cholera, malaria, and monkeypox. These diseases that claimed millions of lives globally, experts said are contracted through unhygienic environments and unhealthy lifestyle. The outbreak of monkeypox in Borno State prompted the World Health Organization to engage its community health champions to embark on the sensitization campaign to 30 households in 30 days.
Da ake cewa Monkeypox ko? Yi sunan mamata. So saboda haka irin yaran mu haka matasa da suke farauta su je su kamo wannan nama su kamo wannan.
Kuma saboda haka za mu ringa tsaftace muhallinmu da abubuwan cinmu da shanmu.
They taught us the importance of cleaning our houses and also how to properly wash and boil meats so as to avoid sickness, and we should ensure good hygiene for our children. We, the community, accept this sensitization program because my interactions with the households, they appreciate the knowledge on these diseases. So anything that has to do with health, we welcome it because there is high rate of diseases in this community.
The WHO and Ministry of Health and the partners are working around the clock to ensuring that we intensify the case search for the cases in the communities, and also we do contact tracing. We've been collecting samples to ensure that those suspected cases are also tested, and we are also making sure that the health workers are being sensitized and empowered in a sense that they will be able also to timely report and pick up those cases that might have reported to the facilities, and also try to give them the necessary support that are required.
The World Health Organization said it will extend the campaign to prone communities in the state.
The Nigerian electricity grid crashed on Wednesday to 0 megawatts after a fault that threw the entire country into blackout. This is coming 38 days after a similar collapse on June 12, and just 20 days after the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission activated a partial contract order for the Nigerian electricity market to guarantee 5,000 megawatts and at least 4,000 megawatts. The latest system collapse, being the 5th this year, occurred around 12 noon when the grid went blank. As at 11 a.m., data from the System Operations section of the Transmission Company of Nigeria indicated that the grid generation had dropped from over 3,000 megawatts earlier to 2,788.90 megawatts, with 19 active generation companies. Following several weeks of severe fuel scarcity and at the instance of petroleum marketers, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, has officially increased the cost of fuel from 165 naira per litre to 175 naira per litre. Chamun Dabeng spoke to Vice President of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Ipman Abubakar Maigandi, to find reasons behind the sudden decision. The report.
For 2 straight months, the federal capital was held in the grip of a debilitating fuel scarcity. With the benefit of hindsight, it would not be far off to conclude that the scarcity was artificial. Now, the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, has taken the bull by the horns and has increased the cost of fuel from 165 naira per litre to 175 naira per litre. Unfortunately, some other states are paying as high as 190 naira per litre. Why is this so?
The issue of the increment, as you know, there are some challenges that the industry is facing. in the aspect of the supply. You know, because this Ukraine war that is going on between Ukraine and Russia, actually, not only in Nigeria, all over the world, there are some issues, especially as regard to the petroleum products. And that is the reason why, because of the high rate of the diesel, the NNPC decided to give marketers a chance so that they will make this product availability nationwide. And already marketers has complied with the NNPC regulations, and they have started bringing the product to the various filling stations.
Regardless of the price hike, queues have not fully gone away and some stations have remained closed. Many Nigerians also believe that the scarcity was created by the marketers and questioned if the adjustment in the cost of fuel will guarantee the availability of the product.
Since the marketers have already been getting their margin, definitely you will see the availability very soon. Immediately when the product, when our trucks started loading from the western and the eastern depots, you will see the price is going to change very soon. You know, there are so many marketers that we have. We have Moman, we have major marketers and the independent.
The decision to increase the cost of fuel is said to have been made during a closed-door meeting between marketers and the NMDPRA. However, Ipman has denied that such a meeting occurred. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And in sports, 6 Para-Sports Federation's board members were inaugurated in Abuja to manage the affairs of para-sports in Nigeria for the next 4 years. Trust TV's Adeniyi Ajishafe has more.
The Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development on Wednesday inaugurated a new board for the National Para-Sport Federation. The federation includes amputee football, para-athletics, para-powerlifting, para-soccer, para-swimming, and sitting volleyball. The newly inaugurated board members were charged to revamp the federation to enable it to achieve more results. Para-sports have won many medals for Nigeria at the Continental, Commonwealth, and Paralympic Games. Hence, the need for the federal government to pay more attention to para-sport. Speaking on behalf of the Para-Sports Federation board members, President Para-Swimming Amobi Chikwendu says the federation will work to take para-sport to enviable heights.
Because I understand that the essence of creating such a board is to make sure that para-sport excels, not only for the grassroots, and is to complement the efforts of the Ministry of Youth and Sport Development Sports. And on behalf of all of us elected, we pledge to do our best and take development of all the various para-sports down to the grassroots, and as well as coming internationally.
Director, National Sport Federation and Para-Sports, Peter Nelson, charged the federation to explore ways of turning around the fortunes of the federation without over-reliance on the federal government.
Issue of sponsorship drive and marketing of their various federations into it, so that you can see that these competition, the championships and competitions are coming in day out. We do not want the days of a lackadaisical attitude where if funds are not coming in from government, the federation is just docile. So these sets of federation presidents and vice presidents that we now have are active presidents. They have interests at heart. They have all it takes for them to source for resources and also to ensure that they move their federation from where it is to the next level.
Board member sitting volleyball at DME Temitope assured that the newly constituted board members are ready to address any lapses in the federation in order to make para-sport more acceptable and popular in Nigeria.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is that city volleyball in Nigeria is a new game. But by help of God and hard work, the aim and objective of the board constituted today is that we want sitting volleyball to compete with football in terms of popularity before the expiration of this board.
Nigeria will feature in para-sport at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England in August 2022. That's Sport News. I am Adeniyi Ajishafe.
And on the foreign scene, the Iraqi army says 8 tourists have been killed and over 20 others injured in Turkish air raids in northern Iraq. Reports say at least 4 missiles hit the resort area of Barak in the Zakor district of the semi-autonomous Kurdish-run region. All casualties are Iraqi citizens. Hundreds of Iraqi tourists come to the Kurdish region from the south during the peak summer month because the weather is relatively cooler. The touristic sites in Zakor are close to military bases set up by Turkey. Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi dispatched a delegation to the area led by Foreign Minister Fuad Hussein and ordered an investigation into the incident. Wednesday's attack marked the first time that tourists have been killed in the frequent attacks by Turkey in the area. And with that, we have come to the end of News Hour on Trust TV. For more news, connect with us across all our social media platforms. I'm Ayinde Shuaga, thanking you for watching.